That's a miracle worker.
Yeah, but I agree. I'm going to go with Jack Del Rio. I couldn't think of any coach besides Bill Belichick that I think it would be.
Yeah, it's hard to think of one in particular, unless one of the coaches in one of the new situations, whether it be in San Francisco or in Los Angeles, if they turn these teams around and they have very successful seasons, I think then maybe the argument could be made. But
Yeah,
until
Buffalo
we see
makes the
product,
playoffs.
until we see the product on the field, I'm not willing to sign a check on that.
Right. I'm going to say it should be Jack Del Rio. Should have been Jack Del Rio last year. Went to Jason Garrett, who...
Oh, well, I get that too. I mean, you're dealing with two rookies. You kept it together and it went through, but...
Realistically, you had 3 rookies and a second-year guy who were starting. You had 4, necessary positions. You had the quarterback, Dak Prescott. You had running back, Ezekiel Elliott. You had cornerback, what's his name, Brown. And then you had your second-year guy, Byron, I almost said Byron Leftwich.
Yes,
not him. Byron Jones.
Byron Jones, the safety.
Yeah. So, safety corner, he's playing.
He's another versatile guy. That's him and Xavier may actually play really well off of one another.
If he were 40 pounds heavier, he'd be a linebacker too.
Yeah, well,
he'd be Jabril Peppers.
Yeah, that's the one thing they can come up and they can hit big time. So I think it should be Jack Del Rio. I also think it probably should have been Jack last year, given the direction he's really set the Raiders up, moving not just now and moving forward.
Right. So that brings us to our final award, and it's the big one, MVP. My MVP for the 2017-2018 NFL season is Derek Carr.
I want to say on offense, I want to agree with you. I want to say that it's Derek Carr. I can think of a couple of other options that could slide in there. I mean, Brady's always got to be in the conversation.
I wanted to say Ezekiel Elliott so bad.
Yeah, and he could easily be part of the Offensive Player of the Year or the MVP conversation, depending on the year he has. Because I mean, he legitimately had a chance to break the rookie rushing record. He just wasn't given the carries down the stretch.
No, he wasn't. He had two full games if you count the number of quarters that he didn't play. Plus, also, Alfred Morris got a lot of time. Darren McFadden got a lot of time. He also, which I don't think is fair for his rushing yards. He was also asked to be a receiver quite a bit. So that doesn't.
No, and I mean that's something that's that'll come in time. So there is that ability. Other people I could see, if he gets the whole season, I could see Le'Veon Bell putting up MVP-style numbers.
You know he's not going to get the whole season.
Well, it's wishful thinking. I mean, we're still a couple months out for him to test positive for something.
You know
Most likely marijuana.
Most likely marijuana.
I could see if Matty Ice can have the same year he did, although Matty Ice is always so inconsistent for me to be able to say definitively he can get there. I mean, Eli, if he somehow goes ballistic with this wide receiving core that he has now, but the line I don't think is there for him. The same argument can almost be said for Big Ben.
Right. And I hate doing this, but I just thought of another player that could end up winning Comeback Player of the Year.
Okay.
Ryan Tannehill.
Oh yeah. No, I would kind of like to see that. I've always enjoyed Ryan Tannehill. I think that he's gotten a bad beat in Miami for a while, but I think he's got the talent to be a good quarterback. I just don't feel like he's been able to use a system long enough to be successful.
All right. So I believe that's going to be it for our picks for these awards. We're all out, except for the minor awards like, Man of the Year and
Kicker of the Year.
Kicker of the Year.
I don't think we.
Backup long snapper of the year.
Yeah, I don't think we need any of that.
No, I don't think so either. So, do you have any other things you want to say on that topic?
No, I think it's going to be interesting. We'll see how the year progresses, and we'll see how our predictions, how accurate they were from these way too early predictions.
Yeah, and later on, we'll as it gets closer to the NFL season, which we are about 4.5 months away from still, we're going to talk way more in depth, give our predictions for the teams, give our predictions for the season, Super Bowl, all of that, which we know we're going to be wrong on, but we still do it anyways.
But it's fun to do.
Right, so we're going to go now to our weekly staple, the This Week in Sports History. On May 4th, 1871, the first baseball league game, the league being the National Association of Baseball Players, was played between Fort Wayne and Cleveland. Deacon Jim White gets first hit in a Major League Baseball game. Not Major League Baseball, but the Major League...
organized baseball.
Exactly.
Deacon, huh?
1871.
Wow.
Crazy.
I can understand why it's America's sport, then.
Yeah.
That's God, that's a long time.
It sure is.
Oof.
All right, so I believe that's going to be it for us. I would like to thank you for listening. Of course, you can always check us out on Facebook. We're Dan Tony Sports. On Twitter, at DanTony. Look up our blog, dandanTonysports.blogspot.com. You can now listen to us on iTunes. Just simply search Dan Tony is the first word, sports is the second. Click subscribe. Get our latest episodes downloaded right to your phone or whatever other listening device you may be on. And enjoy. For Dan Tony Sports, have a good night.